There's a young guy, and he really wants to get a girlfriend. But there's a problem. He hesitates. He's nervous. He constantly thinks about the girls he likes, but he never approaches. He never says what's really on his mind. He puts it off, and eventually, all the girls put him in the friend zone and end up with other boyfriends. There's another guy who dreams of playing guitar in a band. He knows all the chords, all the scales, and he practices in his bedroom for hours. But there's a problem. He never gets up the nerve to play in front of others. He never gets the nerve to post his music to social media. He goes to open mic and watches other people play, but he just can't bring himself to get up on that stage. Fear. That's the one solitary thing holding most men back from getting the life that they want. Not fear of death, not fear of physical pain and dismemberment. The true obstacle for most men today is fear of other people's opinion. We're afraid that people will laugh at us. We are afraid that people will gossip and put us down. We're afraid of being rejected. We're afraid of looking like a fool and disappointing others. Allowing other people's possible opinions of us dictate our lives is a miserable way to live. A man who fears ridicule will never go far, for good or ill. He remains on this side of his talents. And even if he has genius, he is doomed to mediocrity. If we want to do great things in life, we have to overcome the issue of fear. First of all, fear is your friend. We're supposed to be afraid. Back in Caveman Days, if you weren't afraid of a tiger or a bear or some kind of wild animal, you're dead. If you're not afraid of a rival tribe getting closer to your camp, you're dead. Fear is there to help us. It's ingrained in our biology to wake us up, to make us pay attention. Hey, there's something dangerous. You need to take care of it or you're done. Yeah, there's plenty of dangers in the modern world, but it's nothing compared to the wild beasts and wild tribes roaming the lands. In our modern times, you're most likely not going to starve to death. You're most likely not going to get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. So by and large, we really don't have as much to fear these days. And yet, it's part of our biology. The issue really isn't that fear is bad. The issue is that our fear is misplaced. It's being used when it isn't actually helpful. It's been said that the number one fear among people is public speaking. And it's understandable. It's tough to get up there and talk to a bunch of people, many of who you don't know. You're sweating, you're stuttering, you can't remember what you need to say. It's nerve-wracking. But ultimately, you're not in any physical danger. There's theories that we fear making a fool of ourselves because we don't want to get kicked out of the tribe. If people are laughing at us, mocking us, or don't like us, they kick us out, and now we don't have access to food and protection. Now that theory sounds pretty good, but nevertheless, am I actually in any real danger? Are there really any long-term implications for doing something that's a little bit scary, for looking a little bit like a fool? Chances are, no, there's nothing to actually be worried about. If the average person is afraid to speak in public or talk to someone that they find attractive, ask for a job promotion, if you learn to do things even though they're scary, in comparison to the average person, you'll basically have a superpower. Courage, bravery is an action. It is when you do something when you are afraid. Courage, just like any other action, is a skill that you can learn. In a lot of ways, building your courage is like going to the gym. If you want to build muscle, you go to the gym. You go there consistently, you have a routine of certain exercises, and if you continue to do that, you will gain muscle. Building courage is no different than building muscle. If you make a list of things that you're afraid to do, and then you devise a routine that you will do on a regular basis to start chipping away at those fears, you'll be incredibly brave in a very short amount of time. So just like you would make a gym routine, You should make a fear routine. I just started doing this recently and it has helped immensely. I feel like I just continually break through barriers. Things that have been percolating in the back of my mind, they're no longer an issue because I finally made a plan to get it done. Here are some of the things on my fear list for last week. Number 1, ask that cute barista out on a date. Fear of rejection. 2, practice Spanish by speaking to a native Spanish speaker. Fear of sounding stupid. 3, tell my family I quit my job. Fear of disappointing people I care about. 4, play open mic. Fear of making mistakes. Every week, I've started making a short list of little fears that I can overcome. This makes it manageable, but it also means I'm making progress on a consistent basis. And I know that this can work for you too. Fear is useful. Fear is helpful. Fear keeps us safe. But we need to put fear in his proper role. We cannot allow fear of other people's opinions dictate the rest of our entire life. The life that you have always wanted is just on the other side of your fear. So write out what you're afraid of, make a routine, and slowly start chipping away at it. Before you know it, you'll be far more courageous than you ever thought possible. I'm Chris. This is Action Savage. I love you, man.